Hey there, Tamir from Fibonacci-Traders.com here. Thank you very much for joining. We are live October 11th, 2023. PPI numbers came out just now. Let's check what are the PPI numbers. If you are here, just say hi. Don't be shy. Here are the numbers. I will put them over here. What actual numbers? 0.5% forecast was 0.3, previous was 0.7, core PPI month to month, September actual 0.3, forecast 0.2, previous 0.2. Now let's see how market will react to those numbers. As you can see, we have here futures 15 minutes. This is the first candle. Usually the first reaction for those events do not trade. Why? Because usually they don't really predict the future price action. Hi Leah, hi Gilad, hi Rafael. I will take all your requests, all your questions in a few minutes. I just want to go over quickly recap on the futures. We have futures 2 hours over here. 43.61 is holding. Let's see if it can still hold. Otherwise, we are heading to the 43.41. This red trend line we drew on Friday, previous Friday, still holding as a very tough resistance for the higher highs. Let's see where price will take us now. We have US 500 15 minutes futures. We have uptrend retracement towards between the 50% and the 618 retracement. Now look at this. This is why I say the first reaction is not the real reaction to the reports, whether they are the PPI, CPR or FOMC rate decisions. We need to sit and wait at least 1 hour. In our case, we need to sit and wait to the opening bell and until 10 and 10:30 a.m. Eastern time to see how really market will react. Let's make a quick review. If you did not see my daily stock market review, if you did not see it, you are more than welcome. Every day, 12 a.m. Eastern time, I post a video, stock market review. I'll go over SPYs, Qs, and all the rest of the Magnificent Seven. Let's make a quick recap. Yesterday, SPY closed with a doji after a few consecutive days of an uptrend. Doji now tried to entered this gap, but got rejected. 432.70 needs to hold. Let's see if we can close this gap today, and then this yellow trend line will become the next resistance. QQQ, same thing, downtrend, bounce, 370 rejected price. Doji, 365 needs to hold, 366. Let's see, can we get continuation? Tomorrow we have CPI numbers. This is a very interesting week for price action. Expect some major volatility. Dow Jones, downtrend, bounce, 50% retracement. Doji, for those who don't know, is the most significant signal in price action for indecision in the market. And moreover, it's the most significant signal that a trend reversal might happen soon. It doesn't mean it will happen today, maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday. But an indecision trend reversal is coming. IWM, nice continuation. 177 now is the resistance. 175.40 is the support. Let's see, can we close this gap before the end of this week? What do you think? Can we close this gap before the end of this week? And as you can see, we have, if you are a pattern seeker, pattern trader, we have some kind of a left shoulder, head, and maybe, and it's a big maybe, right shoulder over here. It all depends on price action. And this is why I always say, never trust patterns. Do not rely on patterns. Do not follow patterns. All you need to do is look left, identify price action, where price came from, and with the help of trend lines, Fibonacci levels, we can understand with high probability where price might be heading next. Bitcoin still below this yellow trend line. Ethereum 1540 is here below it, this purple trend line to the downside. Apple, I'm doing it quick recap so I can take requests from you guys and girls. Downtrend until proven otherwise. We have a major downtrend since peak of July. Yesterday, not surprising, same as the SPY, same as the Qs. We had a doji after a very nice bull run in the past few days. Now doji also here. If you look left, we have left shoulder, maybe a head, and maybe right shoulder. But once again, do not rely on patterns. Don't look for them because they do not exist. Everyone can look at price action. Everyone can see patterns, whatever they like. But price action, everybody sees the same. Downtrend, now trying to break above it. And this trend line on AMD from support, now resistance. Let's see, can AMD, if AMD, by the way, Fibonacci traders, we are already long on AMD since this breakout over here. Small size for now. We are waiting for a weekly break above this white trend line or a weekly close above the 110. One of those above 108 even. And then a weekly close above 107 or even better, weekly close above this white trend line. We will add to this winning position. Tesla, you know this trend line. Once again, reject price. Now this area, these two trend lines, needs to hold the support. Let's see, pre-market 265. A weekly close above this red trend line, and with high probability next week, we are heading towards the 290. Google, as expected, Doji got rejected by the 139 area. Was a very difficult area of resistance over here. Now once again resistance. 136.20 needs to hold as support before the next leg up. We have Shopify 3% yesterday to the upside. This multi-bottom, double bottom, multi-bottom, call it whatever you want. We have talked about this scenario in the past few days, even in the past few week and a half or so. Yesterday, we entered long position on this breakout. Now, 54.30 needs to hold as support. Next leg up towards this gap over here. Weekly close above 57 area. We will add to this winning position. With high probability, next week, we are heading to close this gap over here. Meta 1% to the upside. As you can see, Friday, very bullish day. Monday, slightly smaller candle. Yesterday, small candle to the upside. Some kind of a doji. It is a doji. Now let's see, can Meta hold above the 318 and then next leg up towards the 326? So I hope you find this helpful, educational. So who is with me today? Hi Elad, hi Rafael, can you show how you change? Yeah, you go to indicators. Inside, you look for this one, inside bar with bullish and bearish color. Then you go here. On this wheel, settings, enter, and now you can change the color to which color you want. It doesn't matter the color. All that matters is the candles. What else? Hi Nancy, thank you very much for joining. Great to see you here. Hi Elad, will there also be analyzed on shares or we will talk mainly about the report? Nothing to talk about the report. The report came out. We are following price. We will go over as we did now. We had a recap. What is the broker you recommend? I recommend for day trading. It doesn't really matter. I day trade and swing trade with Interactive Broker for the past 5 years or so. Very happy. I'm not an affiliate. I don't have any link. Just my opinion. I tried many. I found for me, Interactive works perfect for what I need. What is the broker you recommend? Okay, what? Okay, one again. Okay. Hi Yuri, thank you very much for joining. Airbnb for Shaked. Thank you, Shaked. Just checking that everything is working fine. Let me know that you see me and hear me. Everybody sees me, everybody hears me. Airbnb, let's clean the chart. Too much noise. First, try to identify gaps. You have a gap over here. All this area will become resistance. What else do we have? We have this area of support. Always look left. Try to identify. Then we have this area of resistance. And then we are heading towards here, here, and here. And this is an area of support. There you have it. If you are long already on Airbnb, 126.70 should be your risk management. And of course, everything you see and hear on this video and on my channel is for educational purposes only. In the end of the day, it's your money. Please take care of your own money. No one else will do it for you. And it doesn't matter how many followers or subscribers the guy or girl or the YouTube channel that you are following on Twitter or on YouTube have. Take care of your money. So 126.70 should be the risk management. If we will close this gap at the 135.20, this trend line will become a very tough resistance. If you are not long yet, I would wait for a weekly close above this red trend line. And of course, if price will close above this red trend line, it's also closing this gap over here. What else do we have? Leah, do you draw the lines on the body of the candles or the tails? It doesn't really matter. Because in the end of the day, you're talking about trend lines or Fibonacci. If you're talking about Fibonacci, it doesn't really matter. You can take from the tail, high to low, or from here to here. It doesn't really matter. Why? Because we are looking for a close above an area of resistance. In this case, we are waiting for a close above. If you are not long yet, for example, on Airbnb, we are waiting for a close above the 132, 132.30, 132.50 if you want. A close. Why a close above? Because if you are swing trading, we do not care about the price action on the intraday. I don't care if price action on the intraday in the first 15 minutes will go up here, or in the first hour will go up here, or even on the fourth hour will go up here, because in the last 15 minutes it can go down and close over here. So I'm waiting for a close above a resistance to go long, or close below a support to go short. Bottom line, it doesn't really matter. All that matters is Fibonacci gives you the most accurate support resistance areas. Hi Kozali, hi Rafael, hi Iran, Amir, thank you very much. AI to go short. Why? I'm seeing here, as you can see, we have this trend line. We have a multi-bottom scenario closing above this red trend line, and we are heading towards the 28.60, above it 30.15, and we have a gap over here. For now, I'm seeing more of an bounce to the upside rather than short potential. But once again, it's only my opinion. Same thing for A4M. Same thing as what? Sorry, I forgot. Same thing as what? AFRM. Let's talk about AFRM. First, we have this purple trend line, higher highs. We have this trend line over here. We can see a trend line without even drawing a trend line. We have low, higher low, which means on a higher time frame, we are in an uptrend. Now we had a bounce, really bullish run since 1372 towards this purple trend line, got rejected. Now 618 held the support and bounce of the 618. 2020 is now the resistance, and as you can see also here, once again, if you are a pattern trader, which I don't recommend being a pattern trader, follow price. But if you want patterns, here you have left shoulder, head, and maybe right shoulder in the making. But no one knows. We cannot predict which pattern or if it will get validated. So this is why I say if you're not long yet on AFRM, wait for a close, a break and a close above the 2020. If you're already long on AFRM, in my opinion, your risk management should be below the 1870 or below the 1740. Use Fibonacci levels to manage your risk, and of course use ATR. If you don't know how to use ATR, as I always say, we have Fibonacci-Traders Academy playlist. 25 videos, free, on how to become a better trader, technical side, psychology behind trading. One of those videos is about how to use ATR to manage your risk. What else do we have? PLTR for Kozali. Nice bounce. Now the 1736 area needs to hold the support, breaking below it, and 1660 will become the next support. If you are already long on PLTR, use the levels and ATR as your risk management. If you are not long yet on PLTR, I would like to see 1740 holding as support, and then next leg up towards the 1850, and then 2014 to the upside. As closing above the trend line, yeah, it's same thing. We need to close the trend line and Fibonacci levels gives us an area of support and resistance. As traders, we want a close above resistance to go long, whether it's Fibonacci, whether it are trend lines. We want to go short if we see price closing below a trend line or below Fibonacci level. Hi Kira, thank you very much for joining. CVNA. What do we see on CVNA? Let's clean the chart. First, we have this 56, 57 area, very tough resistance. We have trend lines, low, 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 low. Now, what do we see here? We can take Fibonacci all the way down here to the downside. Here you have it. If you want to go short on CVNA, I would wait for a break below 36.53 towards the 32. You can take even Fibonacci towards here. Will be a little bit more accurate because this is our recent low. We can take also Fibonacci short below yesterday lows and use ATR and Fibonacci levels as our risk management. For now, CVNA for long. I don't see any long here. So maybe a weekly close above the 41.80, maybe above the 42. What else? Let's see how the market, pre-market is acting. We have futures 15 minutes over here. We have futures 2 hours over here. 43.61 is holding. Also here from resistance to support the 43.66. This is why I say it's an area. You see here, it's 43.61. Here, it's 43.66. So it's an area. I know that all this area from resistance now becomes support. Let's see how it will go once we enter trading hours. Let's go over some stocks that I'm watching. You have ALTR with a double bottom scenario. If you're not long yet on ALTR, I'm waiting for a break above 68, and then we are heading towards the 70-20 gap. Over here we have CrowdStrike 172. Hold now from resistance will become support, but first, in my opinion, we will touch this yellow trend line to the upside. EA, if you remember from yesterday and my top stocks to watch video, the weekly that I always post every Sunday, my top stocks to watch list, EA, double bottom scenario as we talked. Yesterday opened with a gap up. This gap will get filled, and the sooner the better. But for now, 127.40 needs to hold the support, and then long continuation above 130.2 towards this gap at the 135. FTNT, Fortinet, we have a double bottom scenario, very nice double bottom scenario. I'm waiting. As you can see, we have alert over here. I'm waiting for a break. I prefer a weekly close above the 61.32, and then all the levels to the upside towards this gap at the 74. What else do we have? Roku broke above this 72.55, but I do not like a doji. I never take positions once I see a doji, because a doji is indecision, and if the market cannot decide, I surely cannot decide. You, with all the news around it, still downtrend below the 30.74. Nothing to look long on you. Downtrend until proven otherwise. Zscaler, ZS, very nice continuation. We have a gap, Monday's gap over here, but for now Zscaler is going up towards the 176.26, and here you have another pattern if you don't see it, because it does not exist. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, but it does not exist. This is why you don't see it. So don't look for patterns. Follow price, use levels, trend lines. If you want a trend line and it's hard for you, and it's hard, it's not easy. It's only technical analysis. It's not rocket science, but still it's hard to find the right trend lines to help you identify where price might be heading next. This is why, and this is part of Fibonacci-Traders course, we go to the fundamentals of technical analysis. We go to the basics, and the basic is the line chart. And here you have higher highs. Now you can adjust it a little bit, but as I say, it doesn't really matter. What it matters is that I know that price of ZS will have a very difficult time to break above this red trend line, above the 176.26. If bulls will not succeed to break above this area 2-3 days, they will go down, closing this gap before the next leg up. Any other questions, any other comments, any other requests for this live? Once again, I want to thank you all for joining this live. And until the next video, until the next live, trade safe and stay safe.